Drafting the Magic features the thoughts and opinions expressed by Christian Ilton, Eric Pessolano, and today's guest, and do not in any way reflect the views or opinions of the Walt Disney Company or any of its subsidiaries. All right, Christian, let's get back to it. It is episode 43 of Drafting the Magic, number 3 of the 3rd season. Hey, threes are wild.
And it didn't take us a year and a half this time.
And it didn't take a year and a half. Yeah, exactly. No, we did the opposite instead. We're up at the crack of dawn doing this. Anyway, congrats on the win last week. Nice pull. This week is going to be something, and we're going to go to a place that I think it's a bad rap a lot of the time, and for obvious reasons, but it is coming up in the world. We're going to head to Animal Kingdom here, and we're going to talk about what is essentially an ideal day, right? We talked about, can we do attractions? There's not enough of them. Okay, well, maybe we added an entertainment. I don't think you and I have been to everything that they've ever had there. Maybe you have. I haven't. Okay, let's throw in food. And then you realize, let's just call it an Animal Kingdom day. That might be a lot easier.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot easier to do this. And by the way, this is on us. Our last guest judge had to stay up till like 1 a.m. for us. So this is just flipping it for us. We are now up very early to help out the schedule of another guest judge, which we appreciate. And if you ever want to be a guest judge on this show, we will work our schedules to make this happen. But boy, is it early in the morning.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be great though, because as soon as we're done here, I'm going back to sleep. Anyway, before we get to drafting and introduce our guest judge and all that, I want everybody at home right now, pause the video. I want you to go like, go subscribe, go comment, because I know this isn't the first episode you've watched. Go ahead and give us a review on all your podcast platforms. Go follow us on Instagram, on X, on Facebook, on the TikTok. Leave us a speak pipe, right? Leave us an audio message. We'll play it right here on the show. Just go do all those things right now. I'll give you a minute.
We woke up for this, so it's the least you could do.
Okay, that's enough time. I think you guys got them all in. We'll read your comments later. But Christian, I understand we have as we always do, fantastic guest judge today.
Eric, we've got an excellent guest judge lined up for us today. It's Meg Scales joining us all the way from Nashville, Tennessee, or thereabouts in Tennessee. Meg, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, you guys. I'm so happy to be here. Before we go any further, should I bust these out to make this a little bit more fitting?
There we go.
Oh, it's go time now. She's ready.
I'm ready now.
Meg, before we jump into this wild and crazy draft that we have today, tell us a little bit about you and how you fell in love with Disney and how you've really grown to be a kind of, I guess, Disney lover in that case.
Yeah, that's an easy question. So, yes, I am Meg Scales. I am here in Nashville, Tennessee. You can find me Main Street with Meg on Instagram and YouTube. Brand new, just started to share my love on a public platform. So I've only been sharing this for about a month and a half. So if you join me on this journey, you're jumping on board right at the beginning. But my love for Disney has been my whole life. I grew up going to Disneyland and having that as my stomping ground and playgrounds, if you will, as a child, and into college, going out to college in Southern California. I would head to Disneyland literally just to grab a corn dog, walk the park, and then go back and, fix up my studies. I moved out here to Nashville and had to change parks. Disney World's a little closer, twist my arm, have to become that annual pass holder. So made that switch. And it's been a blessing because I love to see the joy that it brings my kids. Their eyes light up. We talk about Disney all the time. It's something that we can really connect as a family. Many great date nights with my husband there. And now to get to share that with my children, it's fun raising Disney babies. And I love it.
I have a Disney baby of my own. He's 2 years old, and he's, by the way, crushed that It's a Small World is closed for decorating right now because that's his favorite ride. But we are not talking about It's a Small World today, Meg. We are going over to Walt Disney World. We are talking about Animal Kingdom. Yes, the ears. Eric's got a shirt. I'm just the only one who doesn't have any Animal Kingdom stuff. It's fine. Anyway,
We got to get you some swag, pal.
I
We got to
guess
get you
I
some
literally
swag.
remember the last time I was in Disney World, I saw a shirt at Animal Kingdom. I was like, I should get that shirt. Nah, one when I ever need an Animal Kingdom shirt.
Life comes at
Today,
you.
my friend, today.
Today.
Life comes
Oh
at you
my
fast,
gosh.
pal.
Yeah, no kidding. Anyway, regardless, so we're excited for this one. This is one that, as Eric was saying, this at least pre-show before we got into this, this is a park that a lot of people don't talk about, and it's kind of underrated because there's some amazing things at this park. We have the task of drafting them up. So, Eric, why don't you run down the rules about this wild and crazy Animal Kingdom episode?
Yeah, you say a lot of people think it's underrated. Well, give it a decade. It'll be rated. I'll tell you that right now. There's a lot of
Yes.
changes coming down the way. All right, let's get into today's draft rules here on the show. First one, as always, you have to have experienced what you select. You can't pick anything you've never seen, tasted, whatever. And I don't think that's going to be a problem for Christian and I today. Me, maybe. We'll see. We'll talk about that in a minute. But there's plenty of things to draft. So that's rule number one. We know that one. That's our basic one. Here is today's twist. Rule number two. You have to take an attraction, a table service restaurant, and a quick service restaurant within your first 3 selections. You can't run wild on attractions, man. You got to wait. So you got to take you have to take each of those 3 things in your first 3 picks. Your last 2 picks can be wild cards, so they can be anything, but we got to try to balance this thing out before we go real hard. So those are our rules today, Christian.
The first 3. Oh man. All right, we can do this. Everything will be fine. All right, we've got this. It's fine. We're fine. It's fine. The cool news is that I get to take the first pick. So
I knew
I'm
you'd like
excited
that.
about that. So
Yeah.
let's jump into it. This is Drafting the Magic, all-time Animal Kingdom everything.
Everything.
Everything's on the table, and we are excited. We've got Meg Scales here as our guest judge, and like I said, I have the first overall pick, and I am going to go to a place that I have never been able to draft before until right now because I went there on my most recent Walt Disney World trip. This is technically a table service, even though it's connected to Tiffins. I'm going to the Nomad Lounge at Animal Kingdom with my first overall pick, mainly because I wanted to get it away from Eric. But it was also one of the best drinks I've ever had. The snacks were delicious and tasty, and I had to sit at a table and wait for the food. So it's a table service restaurant, and I will take it. Eric, I got your Nomad Lounge.
You did. Nice selection at number 1.
Here we
It
go.
wasn't on my list.
All right, then, of course.
Yeah.
Well, regardless, it's a delicious spot, and I'm happy to have it. Meg, what do you think about the Nomad Lounge?
It's literally one of my favorite places. So this is a good place to start. Hey. As a gluten-free eater, it is the only place in all of Walt Disney World that you can get a gluten-free churro. So for me and my daughter, that is our number 1 spot. And here's a little insider tip too. For those of us that want those churros but can't get that table, go up to that front little area at the as you walk into the Nomad Lounge, and they'll take your order and you can get them to go. And you can have those churros and you can walk around that park and enjoy them.
Hey, not only are we doing this for gamesmanship, we are teaching people lessons on drafting magic.
If anything, we're here to give people a service. That's mostly what we do here. Yeah.
I suppose. Eric, okay, so it's not on your list.
No.
I figured it would be, which is interesting.
Yeah, because I love that place.
Yeah,
I
know. So I guess we can talk about why it's not on your list later, but
we will.
All right. We'll get into that later. But I'm glad Meg likes it. Starting off good, starting off with a little bit of booze in the system. Never a terrible way to start Animal Kingdom. EP, your draw now.
It's 12 o'clock somewhere, right? Probably right now in the Bahamas.
It counts.
Yes.
Jeez.
Okay. Now, this is where strategy comes in. I'm not going to touch a table service until round 3 because you can't pick one again for the next 2 rounds. So I'm going to have to put on my thinking cap here, which isn't really thinking too much. And I'm getting my number 1 selection off the board early, and I need to get it now. And I think this is probably one of my top 5 favorite attractions in all of Walt Disney World. And I try to do it. I don't like to do it the first thing when I get there. I like to kind of save it a little bit to when I'm I'm feeling ready for that adrenaline rush because in the morning I'm just not there yet. I'm not, it's more of a Navi River journey morning for me. I'm one of those type of people. So I'm going to take Expedition Everest at number one because, give me a roller coaster 9 times out of 10. So, yeah, I mean, there's really not much else to say aside from hashtag fix the Yeti.
I just want to say that it doesn't matter how calm, cool, and collected I am. It's never going to be a Navi River journey morning for me. But regardless, Expedition Everest, probably the most popular ride in that park. Meg, what do you think?
I love it. I love it. You're starting big, literally with the largest ride or tallest ride in all of Disney World. 199.5 feet tall. I'm there for it. My son, my littlest, my 6-year-old, believe it or not, his favorite ride.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wait.
So another great one.
I'm going to go trivia here. Do you know why it's 199.5 feet tall?
I do, because the Imagineers did not want to put that red light at that top of that mountain and impact the influence that it has on the whole park. So got to respect that.
Exactly. Shout out Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, or not Cosmic Rewind, Mission Breakout.
Mission Breakout here.
Yes. Yeah.
Or Tower of Terror when it was built.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my goodness. Going big, going very large.
I'm pretty sure I'm the tallest person on this podcast right now, so I had to go tall.
Imagine Meg's like
on Zoom. Yeah, you never
Megan's
really
like
know,
7'3".
Right?
We don't.
Yeah.
I'm a supermodel, guys, on the other end of this.
Oh my gosh, it's fantastic. All right, so you go with the big heavy hitter in round one as well. Shoot, that's a good one. I didn't know if you were going to go Expedition Everest or not. All right, well, so that gives me the opportunity to either go with an attraction or a quick service here. And I don't need to take an attraction. But I'm going on Kilimanjaro Safari. The reason that park was built, and give me the animals everywhere, especially if you can get it on in the morning. Get on it in the morning. We saw the lions out running around. Like if you can get there and see all of the animals out and moving around, that is something that it's the best safari attraction you'll go on. Give me any zoo you've got. I can guarantee you that this place, which is not a zoo, has a better safari attraction. Yes, that's a callback to Animal Kingdom. You're welcome, Eric. Give me Kilimanjaro Safari, unless you ride it at night, which was absolutely pointless. And I don't know if y'all remember that, but that was the dumbest wait I'd ever waited for, because they were like, "Oh, there's a cheetah over there." You think, but it's over there. Give me Kilimanjaro Safari here in round two, Eric.
Yeah, you stole my Natazoot joke. Now I'm disappointed. That's a shame. Nice pick. You're right. It is the reason the park was built.
I'll take it. I'll take the Natazoot joke.
You can see animals at any zoo.
All right, then. Meg, what do you think of Kilimanjaro Safaris?
Always a good one. Highly recommended in the morning, right? You don't want to be sitting on that and bumping around the road and sweating profusely. So love the selection that it's happening early in the morning. I mean, this is why people go, right? We go to see these animals. It's something unique. It's something special. They've got 8 white rhinos of the 10,000 that are in the world. That's pretty special. And so to get the opportunity to see that, to start your day off with that, is pretty good too.
I just wish I could go on that attraction at 8 in the morning whilst also having already visited the Nomad Lounge.
The Nomad.
Because also, Meg, if you don't think that we're sweating at 8 in the morning at Animal Kingdom after we run to the back of the park in the middle of August when it is peak humidity, I don't know what
you got to get the neck fan. That's like walking around like a personal air conditioning. Highly recommended in Florida.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
That is true. And I only go to Florida when it's 900 degrees outside.
You got to commit. I saw one gentleman. He was walking around. He had the hat that had fans, like 360 around his head. This guy, I'm gonna be friends with this guy by the end of the day. He's a genius.
I could wear one of those, and I know I'd still be miserable. So
that guy's got a marketing plan in front of him if he sells those things.
Shoot. For sure.
All righty, Eric, you get to go to round 2 here. Either a table service or a quick service. I don't think you and I have been to the same table service either, and I've already chosen a table service. So it's kind of up to you how you want to roll here.
Yeah, I guess it really doesn't matter at this point, but I will take my quick service now just to get it out of the way. Um, how do I say this without upsetting people? I'm in a place with animals all day long. All I can think about is meat. Just
Oh,
Mm.
yes.
Flame Tree Barbecue is my favorite quick service establishment. This is going to be controversy. This is going to be a hot take, but it's me. Christian, you know, I would drink barbecue sauce out of a bottle if it was socially acceptable.
I do know that.
Uh, it's probably my favorite quick service restaurant on the resort,
Wow.
just because I love barbecue so much. So I'm taking Flame Tree at number
Okay.
2. Um,
Okay.
and I think it works out for this park well for me as I can, gnash on some chicken while watching birds fly around. That'll be it's always an odd experience, but my goodness, if it ain't delicious.
Yeah, they also have really great seating right behind that Flame
Yeah.
Tree barbecue area. It's quite the ambiance. It's beautiful. And I think I might be wrong, but it is one of the only stops for breakfast actually in the morning. So you'll see
Yeah.
people come running into the park and they're looking around frantic. My kiddo's hungry and starving. Where do I go? It's Flame Tree barbecue.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then the people who aren't looking for food had already stopped at Starbucks and then were disappointed when they walked by.
Or
Oh
they're
my
Christian and
gosh.
they're already at the Nomad
There
Lounge.
Darn right.
Yeah.
Let's go.
A breakfast
Yeah.
cocktail there, pal. Yeah. I
Yep,
love
yep.
Don't tempt me
And
with a good
runs
time.
to Safari.
it. Yeah. Or, on this type of path. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. I love how this podcast is gonna paint me as a drunk. I love it.
Yep. And we're not even talking about Epcot either.
I know.
I know. What are the odds?
Oh, you should see me on those episodes. Anyway,
I'll come back for that one.
so the reason I am not choosing Flame Tree is because I don't know for sure if I had been or not. I think I've been there, but it's been a while. So I knew Eric had been there. I don't genuinely know if I've been there. So because I mean, when we were kids, who knows where my mom and dad plotted us down to have a snack while we were complaining about how hot it was in Florida because we're from Southern California and it doesn't ever get hot here. Like whatever. Like so that's why I was like, okay, I'm not gonna take that at all because I don't know if I've been there or not. I think I have, but I don't know. But here in round 3, I now have to go to a quick service restaurant, and there is one quick service restaurant that is on the chopping block because they're bulldozing the area. Give me Restaurantosaurus. One last time here on Drafting the Magic. I think it's also the first time we've chosen it on Drafting the Magic, but this was, I mean, I remember going in there when it was a McDonald's, but it was good food, and that's why I don't think we ever went to Flame Tree because I think my mom and dad knew that there was a McDouble down the street that would work just fine. Restaurantosaurus in that whole area is getting just demolished and or rethemed. And so I have memories at Restaurantosaurus. I was telling Eric, I was like, I don't know if I've ever been to a quick service at Animal Kingdom. He's like, he goes, you never been to Restaurantosaurus? I was like, oh my gosh, I've been to
You
Restaurantosaurus.
totally
I'm gonna
forgot about
miss it. I had totally
it.
forgotten
See,
about it.
you didn't
Oh.
you didn't remember about it. That's why they're getting rid of it.
I didn't remember about it. That's why in my head they've already rethemed it. Regardless, Meg, what do you think? Since I'm pretty sure Eric's never been there,
Nope.
what do you think of Restaurantosaurus on this list?
Oh, it will be missed. I just did a video about this last week to a nice sad song and danced around like a fool. I will miss Dino Land greatly.
Oh,
Yes, Restaurantosaurus, it is a favorite of my kids. I love it that it has air conditioning. The alligator that's directly out in front of it, he's great. Doesn't move, but he's real. He's real. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Great food, great air conditioning, but boy, will it be missed.
I'm sure they'll put something new there. Like you're gonna have to have food in this new tropical Americas area. What, Eric? You know the name. What's the name of the place that they're calling?
The Pueblo Esperanza.
Yeah, the Spanish. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't Spanish, so here we are.
Don't Spanish.
But I'm sure, and the food's going to be great. They need to have good food there in this brand new area. But I'm sure we'll talk about Dino Land again at some point on this episode.
Yeah.
But it's just we're losing a part of that park's history, and it's I'm gonna cry. Let's just move on. Okay.
Yeah.
It is. I tell you though, I mean, this is one of those areas that I'm telling you is going to move it from underrated to rated.
It is going
It's
to be amazing.
yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Personally, I wish they could have just kept Dinosaur and then just redid that parking lot carnival area and push the perimeter of the park out. But I guess we can just copy everything and make it Indiana Jones, even though we already have an Indiana Jones right over here. And I know it's not going to be the same, but in my mind, it's the same, and I hate it. Anyway, Eric,
All right, round 3. I'm stuck with picking a table service restaurant because
yes, you
them's the
are.
rules.
How dare you?
Oh, I love Tiffins. I love Tiffins. It's so great. I know Christian took the Nomad Lounge to start. The fact that I can pass through Nomad Lounge and just wait in there before I go into Tiffins is like a bonus. But once you get into Tiffins, where there you can also get booze. But the steak I had in there the last time I went was just incredible. I actually liked it better than Le Cellier. I don't know if,
Whoa.
and I love Epcot. And don't get me wrong, I've only been to Le Cellier once. It could have just been the experience, the one-off, right? It just happened to be the first time. But the Tiffins, that steak was just better on that particular trip. So yeah, I'm taking Tiffins. It makes you feel classy, more classy than Le Cellier did for me. I love that place, and I would go back. But that's my table service for Animal Kingdom.
Well, I have to put that on my to-do list because I have only done the Nomad Lounge walk and in and out, and gone to Tiffins because they share a kitchen, share a wall, right? I think they may even share a Disney restroom. But no, I'll have to put that on my list. My husband loves steak, so he'll be happy that that's on there.
Oh, it was so good.
Oh. I'm just happy because this is once again an instance when the guest judge has not experienced one of Eric's picks. So throw that on the chalkboard. We have a long list of things that the guest judges have not experienced. I love it.
Hey, but if I'm able to sell it,
that's true. That's true. And you've already got her husband chomping at the bit, apparently. So there you go. I walked through Tiffins because I was at the Nomad Lounge and I was like, I want to see what the inside of this place looks like. So I'm going to make an excuse that I need to go to the bathroom, and then I'm going to walk through the entire restaurant pretending like I'm looking for my party. So anyway, sorry, Disney, that was me. Oh my goodness. I literally took a full tour. It was great.
That's amazing.
But I have never actually eaten Tiffins, so not eligible for my list. But Tiffins is highly rated. Eric has said it's better than Le Cellier. Make everybody mad when I say I don't like Le Cellier very much. So
yes, you have told me that in the past.
Better than Le Cellier, but it's fine. It's good. The poutine was delicious, but it just the steak's not
the bread, the pretzel bread.
The bread's good. But if I'm going steakhouse, give me Yachtsman. Let me go over to Yachtsman. I'll go to the Boathouse at Disney Springs. I don't need to spend the extra.
Excuse me as I take notes on what Christian just said for further episode.
Okay, I'm happy that I get to take this. The next two things I get to take because I know Eric hasn't done them, and neener, la 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 la. So I will not be going to Dinosaur because I know Eric's been on Dinosaur. I'll let him have Dinosaur. I am going to go to my favorite restaurant at Animal Kingdom. We are going table service again. Nomad Lounge, my favorite, I guess technically table service now. But if I'm having a full meal, I'm going over to Yak and Yeti. Oh my goodness. Easily my favorite restaurant in the park. It's also possibly the only true table service restaurant I've been to. But regardless, it is so good. The first time we went, I was already looking forward to the second time I was coming in. The atmosphere is amazing. The food is delicious. Give me Yak and Yeti. Give me some egg rolls or some, really everything. Anything that's there, I will eat it. Let's go to Yak and Yeti. Eric, you've never been.
No, and Yak and Yeti will be your favorite table service restaurant in the park until you go to Tiffins.
All right. All right. Well, I've also been told Tusker House is the place to go, but I've never been there either. So
I haven't been there either.
Let's go to Meg to get her opinion, I guess, on both Tusker House and Yak and
might as well.
If we were drafting against both of those, Yak and Yeti and Tusker House wins.
Oh,
Sorry. Yeah.
good to know.
Yak
No,
and Yeti, we waited a long time to get in there. I had heard such wonderful things about it. I know, but as a family with allergies, there wasn't a great menu selection and options there. And I definitely think that there's better. I will say they have a quick service window right out in front. And that's really great grab and go. My husband does hit that one every time we pass by it. So it's a good restaurant, but boy, Tusker House is amazing. Amazing. And character breakfast and just unique foods, and you get all the classic characters. It's pretty special.
Oh, well.
Sorry.
Eric, she's never been to your table service, but she hates mine. So.
It's a wash. I'll take the wash.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry.
It saddens me to hear they don't have a whole lot of allergy-friendly options, especially because I'm sure Meg knows most table service restaurants do around the resorts, and they do a great job of that. Now,
for sure,
Yak and Yeti is not a Disney restaurant, right?
It's not.
They don't own the place, so I wonder if that has anything to do with it. But
I could definitely see that.
Breaking news to people who didn't know that.
It made me sad on the inside too. It made my tummy sad on the inside. No, we choose Disney. We choose Disney because of the care that they put into the food that they serve. It keeps myself safe, keeps my daughter safe, and oftentimes I'm eating things that I normally can't enjoy in restaurants. And I look at the item I'm eating and I'm thinking, wow, this doesn't even taste gluten-free. It's not like tasting like a sponge, it's fantastic. But yeah, I think that could be it. Maybe it's just because it's not a Disney-owned restaurant. Still the same amount of care as far as like what we had going on. All that was still applicable, but just taste-wise, I thought, I've had better.
It's a glorified Rainforest Cafe.
Yes.
Same ownership group.
Yes.
Is it a Lowry's? I just knew it wasn't Disney.
Fun fact, if you have your Lowry's card, you can get to the front of the line, so you don't have to wait in that line that Meg's got. So,
yep, very true. Very true.
At least you can make the waiting experience better. But the non allergy man, that's not a good thing to hear, man. That's
quick side story real fast. Now that we're on the topic, because I love what the parks do. We were at where were we? We were at Tepanito once over at Epcot, and my stepmom has a lot of dietary restrictions to the point where you can't even, and I know it's the same with a lot of people, but can't even make the food on the same hibachi tabletop right there. So chef came out, asked her, hey, what are some of your favorite vegetables? And she just rattled off a bunch, and they came out with a tower of which I've never seen.
Yeah.
And the first thing out of her mouth was like, this is why we come to Disney. Like,
Yep. That's why we keep showing up, right?
Yeah.
You still feel like you get to enjoy something unique and special, and you aren't made to feel different. And I appreciate that so very much. I love that restaurant. We stumbled in that restaurant last time at Epcot about 10 minutes unknowingly before the fireworks show, and we got a table that was right up against. They piped the music. They actually piped the music of the fireworks into the restaurant. So you're sitting there. I was blown away that we landed at this table and had that experience. And again, great service, went gluten-free. We had the sushi side. We didn't have the chop it all up, spin the egg, toss it in your hat experience. But sushi side got my vote there too.
Yeah, I've been to Tokyo dining once, and I was very ill that day, and literally all I could stomach was miso soup. Same thing. They sat us right up against the window. You could see out over the lagoon and everything, and it was great. We're getting way off topic here, but I love it. I love the stories.
Who cares? Who cares if we're off topic? We make our own rules here.
Yeah, we do. And luckily this one doesn't strap my strategy.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, we are in round 4, and my round 4 pick, not great. Oh my gosh, how funny would it be if this podcast just destroyed Yak and Yeti forever? They're not allergy friendly. Everyone just riots. Hilarious.
I think they'll be fine.
I'd love to think we have that many viewers. But anyway, Eric, you now in round 4, again, wild card, free to go wherever you'd like. Let's hear it.
Yeah. I'm gonna go attraction again because I think I have to. And I think well, in my own opinion, because I'm the one making these picks, I'm gonna get the two strongest attractions in the entire theme park during this draft. Maybe Meg will tell me otherwise. I do not like motion simulators, like not even a little bit. I worked at Star Tours. I wasn't a big fan, mostly because of motion sickness. I loved being an operator there. I loved working there in California. But I didn't like to ride it because motion simulators, sometimes it's motion sickness, sometimes it's just like, I really don't want to do this. It's boring.
Hmm.
I waited 3 hours for Flight of Passage, and I would do it again. That's how much I liked Flight of Passage. From the design of the ride vehicle, because it's actually a ride vehicle, the 3D was sharp. And I know we're talking newer technology here, but that was always my gripe with Star Tours. The original one was that it was blurry and they never fixed the projectors. But Flight of Passage is so stunning to me, and just the way it works, the queue is awesome, in my opinion. I'm taking Flight of Passage's 4, which I think might be the lowest it will ever be drafted in an attractions draft that we've done. Yeah, I'll take Flight of Passage.
Gosh, I'm like tearing up here. I'm so sorry. That is my favorite. I mean, it is visually stunning. It's interactive. They've got, water coming into your face and you didn't expect it. I love
4D.
that part of, yes, I love the part where you get on top and they go, Sirocco!
Yeah.
Me and my children, we always yell that out, and everybody turns around. We're like, sorry, this is just what we do. We love this. So we walk around with Sirocco. I mean, it is one of my favorite. I will tell you, my husband will not ride it. So I understand that motion sickness thing. He will wait out, and we go on once, twice, however often we want to. But he won't get back on it. It was not the experience for him. But for us, it's visually stunning, breathtaking, memorable. Would I say 3-hour wait? We could teach you some tricks on that one. I got you on that one. I can fix that for you. But
this was like, fast pass era where you weren't going to get one.
Yeah.
I didn't really have a choice. And I hadn't seen Avatar the first time I went on Flight of Passage.
Wow.
So, I mean, I knew about it, right? I knew the concept. But in the queue waiting there to, get, I like to call it plugged into the matrix. When you're standing in the queue, I mean, I just got chills standing there like, I know that this is a thing in the movie, but I did not expect this to be a thing in the actual queue.
Incredibly immersive. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Love it. Yeah. There's some tricks to get you on that ride faster, whether it's utilizing those children and doing that parent swap. That always is it's a good one. It can help.
I don't got any
lightning lanes.
I don't got any of those.
You can borrow one of mine. They're cute. You can borrow one of mine.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
I'm taking a detour through Nashville next time I go to Florida.
There we go.
There you go. Just pick up a kid.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now's the part of the draft where I have to defend why I didn't take that in my draft.
Oh no.
And here's the thing. I don't really have a defense. I completely forgot about Pandora. So I wasn't thinking about that in this draft.
But you and I talked about...
I wasn't thinking about it in the slightest. We even talked about Navi River Journey on the show.
On this show.
Moments ago. And as soon as Eric started saying, I was like, oh my God, I forgot about it.
Do one of these off the Zoom screen. Slowly disappear off.
Just don't please.
Oh boy. You're like the New York Jets in the first round for the past 12 years.
Jeez. I also this is how much I forgot about Pandora. I probably would have chosen the quick service there over Restaurantosaurus.
Delicious.
I know I've been there. So
I've been there.
Here's me saying, I'm not anti-Avatar, everyone. I'm just dumb. So here we are. Oh my gosh! But I
now know what Animal Kingdom shirt I'm gonna get you.
Oh my gosh!
Right? You need a Pandora
this is
Animal
embarrassing.
Kingdom shirt.
Make no mistake. I love Avatar area. I love Pandora. I still hate Navi River Journey. Okay, I still hate that attraction. So for my 5th round pick, I'm choosing Navi Rip.
Navi, yeah, all right.
Oh my gosh. This is terrible. I'm like, I'm at Nomad Lounge. I'm like 10 steps away from Pandora. I'm not even thinking about it. It's fine. Whatever. I've just had too many drinks at Nomad Lounge in the morning. I'm that guy who's like, I didn't know there was Avatar here. Anyway. Oh my gosh.
Here
Here
we
we go. On to round 5. I don't feel great right now because she didn't like my round 4 pick, and I completely forgot about probably the most popular attraction in the park. So here we are.
I can't believe I got it at 4.
I'm stunned. I wasn't
Anyway.
even thinking about it. But all right, fine. We'll draw it up, and I'm gonna go to a heavy hitter here in round 5. Anyone want to guess? Anyone want to guess? Come on, let's go to the Festival of the Lion King. Come on, it's the best show in the park. It's funny that we're doing this like all-time Animal Kingdom list, and it's all things that are currently in the park. So it's not exactly a history lesson here, folks. But this show is the best show possibly in the Walt Disney World Resort. Just the amount of love that you see, the sing-along ability of the songs, and you know, the humor, everything that comes out, the amazing performances and dancing. It's one of the best shows I've ever seen in person. I can't believe Eric still hasn't seen it. It's fantastic. Now, I love other shows at Animal Kingdom. I don't think I've seen the new iteration of the Finding Nemo show, but I loved the old one. It was a great show. I loved Tarzan Rocks as a kid, when these guys are on skateboards and also singing to Tarzan. I loved that, but nothing for entertainment holds a candle to I almost called it the Circle of Life, to the Festival of the Lion King at Animal Kingdom. So that is my round 5 pick. I hope it's a heavy hitter for Meg. I know Eric's never seen it because
Nope.
he's like lives under a rock or just goes on rides the whole time.
Oh, it was right there. You could have said I live under Pride Rock and you
All
missed
right
it.
then. Okay. But
No,
Meg,
wow.
besides the terrible pun that Eric just said, what do you think of the Festival of the Lion King?
It's definitely better than Yak and Yeti. No,
Oh.
everything's in comparison at this point. No, Festival Lion King, love it. Such a classic, absolute must do, in my opinion, when you come to this park.
Mhm.
It's a great air conditioned break. Love that you can get secure some seating if you need to beforehand. Also great handicap access seating as well. And so I appreciate that. I think next to Drawn to Life, as far as like acrobatics goes, and Drawn to Life, for those who don't know, it's the Cirque du Soleil in Disney Springs. It's up there for me. I mean, those guys spinning on those ropes together, it's just beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. It is fun. It is fun for the kids. It is fun for the parents, everybody.
Such a good show. Eric, you're so Eric's like, I've never spent longer than 3 hours at Animal Kingdom. And then he waited for 3 hours for one
3 hours.
attraction, so.
First of all, I believe my quote was, I've only spent more than 3 hours in Animal Kingdom twice.
All right.
That
fine.
was one of those times.
Yeah, Meg. So
Okay,
before you
let me
rule in
explain.
favor of an
Hold
Animal
on.
Kingdom hater,
You need to know why. You need to know why I haven't spent a ton of time in this park.
Because you didn't have a kid to go on all the rides with.
That's one. No.
Dang.
I don't want to throw him under the bus here, but my dad doesn't love the place. And
Jim, come on.
I know most of the time we were there, you know, he was buying. So
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, the only 2 times I spent more time in that park than that small allotment was when he wasn't there.
Oh, yeah. People call it the half-day park, and I could see that. You can do it. You can enjoy some of these great things we've talked about on this podcast in half a day. Totally. But if you want to do it right, carve it out and enjoy it. There's something about when that park gets quiet towards the end of the evening.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And the sun setting. It's stunning.
I will say this was definitely our half park, half water park for a while.
Most
right?
people do.
But it's evolved. I mean, Pandora, which I completely forgot about until 2 seconds ago, has made it a longer experience, but that park still needs more. And that's why as much as I loved the dinosaur attraction, I'm so happy it's getting a huge expansion or a huge like, I don't know, facelift with the Encanto, however it's pronounced. Sorry, everybody at home. I know
You
you
know
hate me
Spanish.
already.
We went over this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever. Anyway, and Indy and everything else that's going to go and get tied into that. Even the little carousel, the merry-go-round that they're building. I'm stoked for that because this park needs stuff like that. And also they're taking away it's tough to be a bug. So I hate you. But it's fine. It's tough to be a bug, a close sixth on my list. But I only get 5 picks. We need to get to Eric's 5th pick.
Yeah.
Are we going prehistoric here, Eric?
I haven't decided yet, but remember that one time when you broke It's Tough to Be a Bug? Yeah, I said it on this podcast. You know,
Oh, broke it?
yes.
I broke the one in California one.
Oh no! Dude, tell the story.
He doesn't work there anymore. It's okay. We can. It's fine.
Here's the thing. There were 2 buttons. The attraction also doesn't exist anymore.
Right, that's true.
I can actually. There were 2 buttons to stop things. I clicked the wrong one. And we'll give you more detail off air, man.
Oh no! Oh no! So
I
you're the
clicked the
reason why it's
wrong
not there
button.
anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
He
I
broke it
am
for
not
good.
the
No.
reason they closed it. The reason they closed it is because no one was going to it, as per usual for everything. Sorry, everybody.
I'm sorry, I had to get out there, Christian, because it's a very fun story that we
Holy
cannot tell on this
smokes.
show, but we'll talk about it off.
There's 2 buttons.
There
I
you
clicked
go.
the wrong button. Here we are.
Yeah, that's the gist
Happens
of
to
it.
all of us.
Yeah.
Oh my
All right.
gosh.
I got 2 choices here. I can go food. I can go attraction. I can go something that's an attraction / entertainment. But
So
really,
you have 3 options. I thought you said you had 2 options here.
well, because the entertainment / attraction one is technically an attraction, so really it's food or attraction.
Okay. Oh, I see. I see what you're
Yeah.
thinking.
Oh boy, what do I want to do? I'm gonna do it because I have to. I have 3 favorite rides in this park. I'm taking Dinosaur. It's going away. It deserves the love. And I know it's a scaled down Indiana Jones that we have out here in California, but you know, when it was operating at full force, it was very fun. It was a little scary. I think for what it is, it's a great attraction. We're gonna miss it dearly. And you know, for all the memories I had as a kid traveling back in time at Knott's Berry Farm, going through what everybody called the dinosaur ride. It was called the Kingdom of the Dinosaurs. This was the closest thing we had once that went away. So there was a bit of nostalgia there, even though it wasn't the same ride at all. But you just kind of had those little comparisons. So it kind of felt like Kingdom of the Dinosaurs way on steroids for me. So it was like Indy and that combined. So I'll take Dinosaur to wrap up my draft. I'm comfortable with 3 attractions.
Yeah, you got your 3,
solid pick.
You got your 3 favorite attractions. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's fine. Whatever.
Insane.
I'm just an idiot. We're moving on. But no, Dinosaur is definitely going to get missed. But you say it's a dumbed down Indiana Jones, and soon it's going to be a plus Indiana Jones.
A plus Indiana in there.
The ride might not be. The ride system might not be changing, but they're definitely going to make sure they decor that thing. And they're not going to run out of budget and just make a dark corridor at some point on the ride like they had with Dino. So I'm excited for the future of it, but I am going to miss the past. I will say, we first went to Disney World when I was, I'm going to say 8 or 9 years old. I came off that ride terrified. I was in tears. I remember it like it was yesterday. And now if I go on it again, I'll go off in tears because I'll never get to. Anyway, I don't care.
Here's one for you, Christian. I'll save your tears and I'll just tell this little story. We talk about sports every now and again on here, right? Because it's a fantasy draft concept. There's a sports connection to Dinosaur. I don't know if you're aware of it.
Oh man, I think I do, but I don't remember. Oh wait, no, hold on. Pre-show, somebody's wife.
Oh, you're there. You're right there.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, Felicia Rashad, who was famously on the Cosby Show.
Yes.
Her husband is Ahmad Rashad, who used to be a wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings. 90s kids remember him on NBA Inside Stuff back in the day. There's your sports connection.
There we go.
Meg,
what do you think of Dinosaur here in the final round?
Great pick. I'm sorry. It's an awesome one. Like we talked about earlier, it's one I'm definitely going to miss. I'm wondering what they're going to do with all the really cool artifacts in the line. And most people
Mm.
don't know that what's in those cases, it's real. That's a real raptor claw. Where's that going to go? So I hope that we can still have some of the things that are in those cases out and about in the park somewhere is my hope, because it's pretty rare and pretty special. I mean, those things are air conditioned. If something gets opened slightly, a super special professional person has to come in to take care of it. I mean, it is special. So I love it. It is terrifying. I mean, those little kids come off there a little crying, a little upset. Maybe one you don't want a kid for. But yes,
Yeah.
it's a great choice. It's such a classic. It has that nod to McDonald's too, with the red and the white and the orange piping through the building. And so that's special to me when you see those kind of things and you see Disney continuing to pay their respects for things that were before. I love that.
I said to somebody, I don't remember if it was on the show or not, but I was like, I want to know how they're going to theme Indiana Jones to still have the McDonald's piping.
Gotta tie that in somehow. I don't know.
Come on.
My favorite color scheme that still remains from a sponsorship is actually in Disneyland at Space Mountain. Or I guess technically at Alien Pizza Planet.
Okay.
In the outdoor seating area next to where you would enter the queue for Space Mountain.
Yeah.
Straight across from where I'm just gonna say Captain EO because
I was gonna say it, yeah.
Yeah. Where you load into the doors over there. On the wall, there's orange and purple and a different shade of blue on the wall up there because FedEx used to sponsor Space Mountain and they just never changed it. And my dad worked for FedEx for a long time, so that was always my it's still there, even though they changed everything else around it.
Yep.
There you go.
Reason, the
hopefully now you can. You said your father's name was Jim, right? Say, hey, That's Jim, correct. Every time you see that wall. Hey, Jim.
Exactly.
Hey, Jim. Why didn't we spend more time in
Animal Kingdom?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, that is our draft. A draft that went in many different directions. Mainly because I'm an idiot, but we'll see if that I think it sunk me, but we'll see. But before we get to anything, Meg, is there anything on these lists that you think or is there anything not on this list? Did we miss something? It's tough to be a bug. Rafiki's train to middle of nowhere or whatever it's called. Is there anything we missed here? That flight of I just hit the microphone. Sorry, everyone. The bird flight show thing where you can see a parrot go back and forth for 20 minutes. So fun. Is there anything we missed on this list?
Yes, I would say Triceratops spin. Just kidding. No, not Triceratops spin. I will actually bring up Rafiki's. I just did a post about this the other day. It's so unique. It's a unique experience in the park that so many people who only spend 3 hours in the park just blow right past, right? And what a unique opportunity to get to take a cool train, right? So you see all these backstage lots, you see animals that you may not see on your safari. You get out there, you have the opportunity to take a drawing lesson with an actual animator. I mean, for somebody who can't even draw a stick person, it's a lesson I need to continue to take. Highly recommend that. Like, my kids love it. They have a lot of fun games. They have interactive kind of scavenger hunt things. That's one I would definitely put on the list for those that may not be as interested in, the Everest, the hardcore rides. It's a great opportunity to not run past and leave and go to another park.
I just want to say thank you, Meg, for the future fight that you've caused in my family. Because when my wife hears that, she's going to kill me for never taking her back.
Oh, well, no.
She's gonna.
Say, it's okay. I'm going to bring you. We're going to go. Don't worry. It's
she's going to absolutely kill me. Well, especially by the next time we go, we'll have a 3 or 4-year-old. So it'll be an apt, appropriate age range for that. That little tyke to go.
Perfect. There's a petting zoo, some animals back there.
And as Christian knows, most of the time I act like I'm 3 or 4, so I'll tag along.
That's true. Oh my gosh. Regardless, okay. So Rafiki's, what is it called?
Planet
Watch, something like that.
Watch Planet.
That is the one that we missed, but Eric, run down the lists. Let's do it. before we get to Meg's ultimate final decision, we need to know who chose what. So how about you run it down for all the people listening at home?
All right, Christian had the number 1 draft pick today. He started off with Nomad Lounge, then he went Kilimanjaro Safaris, followed that up with Restaurantosaurus, Yak and Yeti, and then Festival of the Lion King with his number 5 pick. For me, I started off with Expedition Everest, went to Flame Tree Barbecue, grabbed a wonderful steak at Tiffins, went to Flight of Passage over at Pandora, and wrapped it up with the soon-to-be RIP Dinosaur. Those are our 5 each. I'm going to throw it over to Meg and ask her who won this episode of Drafting the Magic.
You guys did not make it easy. Did not make it easy at all.
It's so nice of her to make it sound like this isn't an easy.
You don't know. You don't know.
It's very true. There's things on both lists, both great, both horrible. Just kidding. No.
Just
Yak
one.
and Yeti. No, in all seriousness, Nomad Lounge is just a special place for me and my family. With or with alcohol and with the gluten-free churros. I love the safari, the play, the festival, the Lion King.
Do I have this much chance?
You have this much chance. And Eric, you got some classics in there. And my little 6-year-old would be so mad at me if I didn't pick Expedition Everest. For my little guy, I'm gonna go, Eric. I'm going with you. I'm gonna get that great steak. I'm gonna start on the big ride. We're gonna go see my grandpa on the Flight of Passage. It's gonna be a great day. I'm sorry, Christian.
This is me running back to Everest.
You can go to Yak and Yeti, and I'll meet up with you after.
Oh, good news is I know that I won't have a wait very much longer because people are going to hear how terrible it is, and I'll be able to walk
right in.
Let's go.
With your card waving.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine the next time you go to Animal Kingdom, Yak and Yeti has completely redone their menu to make it so that it's gluten friendly and allergy friendly.
It's boarded up at that point.
Oh my goodness. Well, Meg, you have been a fantastic guest judge. We're so glad that we could finally find time to make this happen. Before you go, remind everybody where they can find you on all of the Instas and everywhere else.
Yes, Main Street with Meg on the Instas, on the YouTubes, on the Twitter. Like I said, just starting this. And so join now, join in on the fun. And I hope it makes everybody smile and laugh and enjoy Disney just as much as I do.
Oh, no better way to put a knot on that, to put a bow on it. See, I was trying to put the bow on it and I just totally botched it. It's fine. This is going to be, I'm always
That's what we're here for. We're here to ruin moments.
We can leave the bow to Minnie Mouse. It's all right.
How many times I messed up here on this episode. Well, Meg, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Meg. We'll talk to you soon.
Forgetting Pandora exists is going to go down. It's one of the worst decisions I've ever made in my life.
I mean, still not as bad as Starbucks, but
okay. Wow, with the callbacks today.
It's like the only thing I remember we did in the past. I'm sitting here going, I know he likes that. Like, why didn't he take it yet? That's
because I secretly hate it. Nope. I'm just an idiot.
Look, in your defense, which I do occasionally because you're so hard on yourself, I'm pretty sure I forgot about something in a previous draft too, and it hurt me. I don't remember what it was, but I remember going.
I don't think you have, because you're smart enough to have a little list next to you.
I do take notes.
I go off my head, dude. I go straight off my head, and sometimes my head deceives me. Yeah.
Also, I straight up lied to you earlier. I did have Nomad Lounge on my list. I thought I left it off. But I had it low. I had it like, because I try to pick, okay, spoiler alert, a little behind the scenes here. I find 10 things for each draft we do. Because I know no matter what, I'm getting 5 of those. So that's the list I stick to. I don't necessarily rank them anymore. I used to, like 1 to 10, but I'm like, that doesn't really, like, I'm not just going to pick the next one because it all depends on how the draft goes.
No.
So I had Nomad down at 7 out of 10.
Okay. Wow. And I went with it first overall. Wow.
But it was pretty early on. I decided I was probably not going to take it, and then I mean, you helped my cause right out of the gate. And I was like, oh, good. I don't have to worry about it
Yep.
anymore.
Man, I
It,
want to. I
it
want to.
the interesting thing was now I thought about challenging your pick and I did not. I let it stand. Because on the Disney World app, which is
Oh
where we
shoot.
look at all of our classifications, it is listed as a bar lounge, a bar/lounge.
Oh,
And
interesting.
they do call out quick service, table service, bar
Hmm.
lounge. And I thought to myself, we didn't discuss this beforehand.
Didn't. I didn't
It
know.
it would not have been fair of me to do that, so I let it stand. But
Gasp.
I mean, a bar and a lounge pretty much is a quick service, right?
Yeah. Well, I
I
would
mean,
say it's pretty
if
much a
you're
table service. Shoot.
well, I mean, but
You
it
don't
may
know how
not.
long I had to wait for that drink, Eric.
Yeah,
I didn't.
it may not be grab and go, but like you're not having a meal,
True.
no? And
True.
it's
I
just like
guess.
snacks, which like it's kind of a combination of both, really. So
Well, I still got my
yeah.
table service later on then, and it sunk me, so I think you'll be fine. But
It
honestly, this park, dude, like it's so deserves better than what it's got.
it's getting what it needs. I
Honestly,
think we
there's
can
no
agree
more
on that.
deserving park of stuff. Hollywood
Yeah.
Studios has gotten its little glow up with Toy Story Land and it's Galaxy's Edge, and now they're throwing Monsters Inc. out there, and that's going to be great.
Mhm.
But we talk about it all the time. You cannot build a fifth theme park until you fix the other four.
Yeah.
And
There's
they
no
are
need
doing that.
to.
Much to Magic Kingdom fans' chagrin, they are taking out that boat and that river. They are putting cars there, and they're putting villains in the back. They're investing in that
Mhm.
park. Still not redoing Tomorrowland, which, we'll see if it ever gets there. Epcot, I don't know what they're going to do with Epcot because it needs some work right now, but it's technically almost done. And then, Hollywood Studios is getting that Monsters Inc. Animal Kingdom feels like the redheaded stepchild that has not been looked at for 10 years. And it's finally going to have a premier location that people are going to travel for. Like,
Right.
I mean, I guess Pandora had that too. So I shouldn't say that they've been completely overlooked, but Pandora is not it's not based on an IP that everyone loves. Like
Mhm.
you said, you didn't see Avatar before you went on the ride.
No.
Like, I
And I loved
guarantee
it.
you, anyone who's going on this Encanto ride has seen that
Yep.
movie before. I would say anyone who's going on the Indiana Jones ride has seen that movie before, but you and I have not seen those movies, so that doesn't technically count. But it's just this is such a big deal for Animal Kingdom, and I think it's even bigger than Pandora was for Animal Kingdom. As much as great as Pandora is, this is going to be a monumental moment for Animal Kingdom. I'm so
It's
stoked for this park.
it's bigger in a sense that, it's getting the care it needs. It's not really expanding any capacity, but
Hmm.
it is expanding the amount of time you're going to spend there.
Hmm.
That Encanto attraction is going to add an extra hour to people's days
Yep. At,
in
at
the
least
park.
that's if you're lucky and you only
Well,
wait 30 minutes for it.
I'm talking about in the long run, right? Over
Oh
the
yeah.
course of its life, it's going to add about an hour or so to your day, which
Mhm.
you know how you and I eat, man. You add an extra hour, now I have to go buy another snack, right? The revenue, I mean, the lightning lane purchases, right? All those things are gonna elevate it, and then they can take that money and reinvest in maybe into different things, which may not necessarily mean Animal Kingdom. It could go back to
Mhm.
Epcot and try to fix some things there, or Hollywood Studios. I think it's going to expand with monsters. I don't think
Mhm.
it's just going to take over an existing footprint.
Yeah.
Um, but people want, like you said, people want another gate, and it's just you gotta take care of the house first before you move
Mhm.
on. And adding capacity to the parks is fine to an extent. You can't make them too big because then you're going to need to spend 2 days at the same
Mhm.
place, which the only place that's acceptable is Epcot. I said it.
If you're not factoring in 2 days for Epcot,
You're doing it wrong.
you're not doing Epcot right.
Yeah.
And okay, oh well, I got through Future World really quick because we went to
No.
Magic. Cool. Still spend more time in World Showcase.
If I ever hear anybody say they got through World Showcase pretty quick, I'm just gonna be like, you didn't do it right.
You didn't
You
do
need to go back and do it again.
Yeah. As much as I hate all those shows, you need to watch the shows. It's part of what makes Epcot Epcot. or at least part of what made Epcot.
You know me, I'm a big geography buff. We play trivia. They get those countries questions in there. I'm very excited for them.
Mhm.
I think that's, one of the biggest reasons why I love the World Showcase so much. I mean, aside from being able to drink around the world and, doing all that stuff. But I mean,
Yeah.
even back there, man, they're gonna add countries. There's more pavilions on the way.
Yep.
They say Epcot's done for now. It's done for now in World Celebration,
Yeah. Which is
and
unfortunate, but we'll
World
get there.
Nature and World. What's the other one? Now I
World,
totally forgot.
future, world, destiny.
It's
Who cares?
it's not Future World anymore. It's
I
World.
know.
I'm gonna get
I'm
yelled
gonna
at in
call
the
it World of
comments.
future world anyway.
Yeah.
That's one of
Uh,
those like people get like miffed when the people change like ballpark names or something like that. Like you are very like no, it's T-Mobile Park, no longer no longer. Oh, fuck.
dude, I told somebody from
Forgetting what a
Chicago. I told somebody from the south side of Chicago last week. We were talking about guaranteed rate field, and he went, "What?
oh my gosh.
The new Comiskey."
You're one of those. You're one of those that's like it's called this now.
I
Um,
am.
I was completely forgetting the name of Safeco Field. Sorry to all of our two
At
people
least
in
you
Seattle.
remembered that.
Yeah, well, I got there.
T-Mobile
But
Park, you got there.
um, you know, you are always that. I'm like, no, it's Future World, man. Like, it's Epcot. This is Future
I
World.
know. The whole thing is just Future World up there, even
And
though
I
it's
wish
not
it was
anymore.
old Future World, but that's another topic for another day. But a great draft here,
Mhm.
despite the fact that I completely forgot about, just the biggest thing that's ever happened to that theme park since its opening.
Dude, we
But
didn't even talk about Satsuli Canteen either. I mean, that canteen is awesome.
the
And it didn't
what?
even make our list. The
What is it?
Satuli Canteen.
Where's that?
That's the quick service in Pandora.
Oh, see, this is how much I forgot about Pandora. I forgot the name. That place is delicious.
It is
But
very good. I always get the popping, the boba. I don't think
Sato,
they can
what?
officially call it boba, but those drinks,
Well, it just shows you how
so good.
diverse Animal Kingdom is. As you said, Satu Lee, and I was like, I don't know what part of the park that's in.
You were like, God bless you.
Yeah.
Did you
Although I
sneeze?
will say, not mentioned, the bar near Expedition Everest, great spot to grab a drink.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Love that spot. There's so many things in Animal Kingdom, but a lot of them get passed. Well, like she said, with Rafiki's Planet Watch,
Mhm.
Watch Planet, whatever it's called. I don't care. I think we've already determined I don't care about the names. These things get passed, but there's some amazing things at this park. I wish I could just go to Animal Kingdom for 3 days and truly enjoy the park, but I mean, Epcot's there, so it's not going to happen.
They're right.
But if ever given the chance, I think exploring that park. I mean, they did a whole Disney Plus special on it.
Yeah.
Shout out to our buddy Dustin who worked on that show, by
Yeah.
the way.
And
It's just
it's the biggest theme park they have
mhm,
in the world. And
mhm.
it's a half day place.
Yep.
How interesting is that? Yes, I know most of the square footage is because of,
The elements.
savannas and grasslands and
Yep.
back out on the safari, but
Yep.
still, I
Best.
mean, there's room to do stuff. And let's make a bet. Do you think the new Indiana Jones attraction will be called Indiana Jones and the fill in the blank here?
Yes, I would
Okay.
bet the house on it.
Yeah, I would too. I just wanted to check to see your
It's going
thoughts.
to be Indiana Jones Temple of Destiny. And the is not going to be in there.
I
Better
don't
not.
think it'll be called Temple because we
I
have
better not
Temple.
be, but
Oh no, ours is, yeah, it's Temple
yeah,
of the
Temple
Forbidden
of
Eye, right?
Doom
Yeah.
or Temple of Forbidden
Temple of
Eye,
the
yeah.
Forbidden Eye.
Yeah. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Now you got my
Regardless,
mind thinking about other things. We should
yeah,
probably wrap
yeah,
this
we
up.
should
We've
wrap
been
this up.
rambling.
Regardless,
Yeah.
great show. Make sure you go and like, subscribe on YouTube, Spotify. Leave us a rate and review on Apple Podcasts. Tell us what you think. If you think we rambled too much about Animal Kingdom in this outro, you tell us. We'll own it. We'll read it.
Dude,
Oh, wait a second.
it's the most
Pause.
anybody's talked about that
Pause.
place.
Pause everything. I'm pulling up the comment that we got on the last episode that needs to be read out loud.
Oh, breaking news.
Oh my gosh, I completely forgot about it until right now. But he deserves a read. This might accidentally play the audio in my ears. Yep, okay. Here we go. Is it not there? Oh my goodness. Maybe I was just making it up in my head. No, I took a picture of it. Hold on. Sorry, everyone at home. I promise my life is more put together than it seems.
You'd think this is live. It's not. We left all this in
Yep, we left all this in.
just purely for your entertainment.
Regardless. Hey Eric, hey Christian, it's me, Travis. Sorry I haven't been saying anything for a while. I just started junior high and have been focused on my assignments. I also just started drumline and have been focused on that too. Anyway, I just wanted to say I have something big for you guys coming soon, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Hopefully, I'm finished with it by the time you guys post a new episode. Well, you got in like 6 hours. Hope you guys have a good night and keep following your heart by bunch of emojis. That is from YouTube channel titled I Love Drafting the Magic. Let's go.
Oh, we've talked about him before on
Yep,
the show. We
yep.
love Travis.
Oh, Travis is the best.
I've known Travis since before he was born.
Oh, well, there you go.
So he's the best. That kid's gonna be big. That kid is gonna be big one day because he loves this stuff. And Travis, I can't wait to see what you got for us.
Stoked.
Because I know it's gonna be great. And I would say you're gonna be bigger than us one day, but that's such a low bar. Like you can do better than that. And you will do better than that.
I know you'll do better than that. It's not tough. Anyway,
Shouldn't be hard. You'll be fine.
shout out to Travis. Leave a comment. We'll read it on YouTube channels or wherever you leave comments. We'll read them. Leave a Spotify or I guess an Apple Podcast review. Make sure you like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, which is now X, TikTok. We don't have a Pinterest. It's not going to happen.
I'm
but
not doing that.
LinkedIn,
No.
maybe we need to hire.
Oh, LinkedIn. Who are we hiring?
We'll
You
see.
getting paid? Where we got the money for this?
Regardless,
Intern maybe?
hey, I don't know what you would do, but
A booking intern.
a booking intern. Ooh.
Wheels are turning.
All right. Well, we will see you next time. Eric, congrats on the win today, buddy. You did good.
Thank you, sir. Up 2-1. Let's keep it rolling.